Students, I am Madhuri Abhale from Saraswat International Academy. I am teaching Science of Standard 6. Here we are going to continue chapter number 2, that is Components of Food, part 6. Today we are going to see experiments. Describe the following experiments with diagram. So now we are going to see three different experiment in that you need to check the presence of starch, protein and fats in food items. So in all three experiments you need to take different types of food items. So there are many food items you can take it as material. Examples: raw potato, milk, groundnut, uncooked food, powdered rice, cooked rice, dry coconut, uncooked powdered, tur dal, cooked dal, slice of any vegetable, slice of any fruit, boiled egg, white portion. So let's start our experiment number 1, that is to check the presence of starch in food item. So first you will start with aim. So your aim is to check the presence of starch in food items. Now apparatus and material, that means for this experiment what kind of material and what kind of apparatus you need. So you can observe in this diagram we are having iodine solution, then dropper, then glass plate, and in glass plate food item is included. So in apparatus and material you can write food item, dilute iodine solution, dropper and glass plate. After that you need to draw this diagram. After drawing the diagram you need to write the procedure of this experiment. So the point number 1 is take small quantity of one of the food items or a raw ingredient, keep it in glass plate. Now what you have to do, use this glass plate for keeping that food item. Now point number 2 is add 2-3 drops of dilute iodine solution to it with the help of a dropper. With the help of this dropper you can use dilute iodine solution as a solution for checking starch in food. Point number 3, check the color of the solution for any change. After adding this dilute iodine solution, the food items color will be changed, so you need to observe that. In point number 4 you will write check all the food items in the same manner. After using one food item you can change the raw ingredient or any cooked food. Now let's see the observation, what you have observed after doing this process. The solution turns blue black when added to raw potato, powdered rice and cooked rice. That means when you add this solution with solution dilute iodine solution, then the solution turns into blue and black in color. Like if you do this experiment on raw potato, powdered rice and cooked rice, after that it changes into blue black color. Now last is conclusion. So what is the conclusion of this experiment? A blue black color of iodine indicates presence of starch in the food item. So in this whole experiment, first of all you have to write aim, that is to check the presence of starch in food item. Then apparatus or material, what type of material you have taken, like dilute iodine solution, dropper, then glass plate and any food item. After that you need to write the procedure that take a small quantity of food item or any raw ingredient, keep it in the this glass plate. Then in second point, 2-3 drops of dilute iodine solution you need to add in that glass plate. After that, check the color of the solution whether it is change or not. After that, you need to write observation. What do you have observed in this experiment? So if the solution turns blue or black when added in this raw material or any food item, so it indicates that it has starch in that food item. So last, the conclusion is a blue black color of iodine indicates presence of starch in the food item. So with the help of all this procedure, you need to write this experiment. Let's move further. Experiment number 2. To check the presence of protein in food item. First, we experiment to prove the starch. Now, in second, we need to prove that food item contains protein. For this, first of all, we'll write the aim same as the question to check the presence of protein in food items. After that, apparatus and material. So what type of apparatus and material you need? So you can observe in this diagram caustic soda, copper sulfate. That means caustic soda solution and copper sulfate solution, dropper, test tube and food item you need to take as apparatus and material. After that, you need to draw a diagram. So you can see here the diagram. So first, this is a caustic soda solution and this is a copper sulfate, and we were using dropper for adding this solution into test tube, and already we need to put any food item into the test tube for testing the presence of protein. After that, we need to write procedure. What procedure you should take to check the presence of protein. Let's start. Point number 1. Take small quantity of one of the food items or a raw ingredient and crush it. Point number 2. Put this crushed powder in a test tube. You need to put that food item into this test tube. Point number 3. Add water to it and shake it properly to prepare a paste. For making the paste, you need to add some water into test tube. Point number 4. Add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution and 10 drops of caustic soda solution. So here you need to add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution and 10 drops of caustic soda solution with the help of this dropper. With the help of this dropper, you can add this solution. Point number 5. Shake the test tube well and let it stand for few minutes. After adding these two solutions, we need to shake the test tube and keep it stand for few minutes for looking forward the result. Now point number 6. Check the color of the solution for any change. Now we need to check the color of that solution. Point number 7. Check all the food items in the same manner. After using one item, you can change the food item and again you can do this all procedures. Now I am going to repeat this procedure again. First of all, you need to take some food item or any raw ingredient and crush it. After crushing that, you need to make a crust powder. You need to put that crust powder into this test tube. After that you need to add some water for making it paste. After that you need to add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution and 10 drops of caustic soda solution with the help of dropper in this test tube. After that you need to shake the test tube well and let it stand for few minutes. In point number 6 you need to check the color of the solution if any changes are occur in it. Now what do you have observed? That means observation. The solution turns violet when added to milk, groundnut, uncooked powdered tur dal, cooked dal, boiled egg, that means white portion. So these all ingredients we use and these solutions are affected on that, so that the violet color it been taken. So again I am repeating the observation. Why? If we use milk, groundnut, uncooked powder tur dal, cooked dal, boiled egg, and we need to take white portion of that boiled egg, so the solution turns violet in color. Now at the end, conclusion. So what is the conclusion of this experiment? A violet color indicates the presence of protein in milk, groundnut, uncooked powder tur dal, cooked dal, boiled egg, etc. So in this experiment we had seen that we need to take caustic soda solution, copper sulfate solution, dropper, test tube and any food item. First of all we need to take one test tube, add some food item. Already we need to paste that food item and add some water to make it paste. After we need to add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution and 10 drops of caustic soda solution. With the help of this dropper, if the solution turns into violet color, then we can say that the food item or any raw ingredients has presence of protein in it. Let's move further. Experiment number 3. In experiment number 3 we need to check the presence of fat in food item. Now in first experiment we had seen the presence of starch, in second one the presence of protein, and now in third one we need to check the presence of fat. This experiment is very easy, so you can write it down. First of all, aim is same like question to check the presence of fat in the food item. Then what are apparatus and material you need to take? So you can see in this diagram a piece of paper, any food item, these two ingredients you need to take. Now diagram, you can draw the diagram like this. Now procedure. Point number 1, take small quantity of one of the food item. One of the food item you need to take in small quantity. Point number 2, wrap it in a piece of paper and crush it. Now you need to take one piece of paper and wrap it into this paper and crush it. In point number 3, straighten the paper and observe it carefully. Now after crushing it, you need to straighten that paper and observe it carefully. In point number 4, hold the paper against light and check it for any oily patch. That means पेपर को सीधा करने के बाद उसको लाइट में चेक करना है कि एनी ऑयली पैचेस आर प्रेजेंट ऑन पेपर और नॉट. Point number 5, check all the food items in the same manner. After one by one, you can check other food items in raw form or any cooked form. Let's see the observation. An oily patch is seen on the paper in the case of groundnut, dry coconut, boiled egg. You need to take boiled egg in white portion. So what is the conclusion? An oily patch on paper shows the presence of fat in groundnut, dry coconut and boiled egg. So in this experiment आपने क्या देखा? सपोज अगर पेपर पे अगर हम लोग ग्राउंडनट लेते हैं और उसको क्रस्ट करते हैं एंड आफ्टर दैट पेपर को सीधा करके अगर हम लोग लाइट में देखते तो सम ऑयली पैचेस वी कैन सी. सो दीज ऑयली पैचेस आर shows that the food items contains fat. Let's move further. Here some extra MCQs are there. Choose the correct alternative from those given below each questions. Let's start. Number 1. Which of the following solutions is used to test the presence of fats in a food item? Presence of fats we have done just now this experiment. So let's see. Option A, copper sulfate solution, B, caustic soda solution, C, iodine solution and D, none of these. So answer is none of these, because to check the presence of fats we are not using any solution. Question number 2. Foods containing which nutrients are called energy giving foods? So you have learned that before. Only carbohydrate and fats are providing energy to our body. Question number 3. Which of the following is a balanced diet? Let's see the option. Option A, a diet containing both carbohydrates and fats in adequate amount. Option B, a diet containing all the nutrients. Option C, a diet containing all the nutrients in right proportion. And option D, none of the given. So yes, option C is your answer, because all the nutrients in right proportion. It is called a balanced diet. Let's see question number 4. Which of the following is not a deficiency disease? So first of all, what is deficiency disease? Deficiency disease means with deficiency of any vitamin, if we are going through any disease, that is called a deficiency disease. That means किसी विटामिन की कमी के वजह से अगर कोई डिजीज़ हो रहा है, it is called a deficiency disease. Option A is goiter, B beriberi, C anemia and D pneumonia. So pneumonia occurs due to dirty water or any raw food we eat, or any अगर हम लोग कुछ गलत खा लेते तो निमोनिया होता है. सो ऑल A, B and C are a deficiency disease and pneumonia is not a deficiency disease. So your answer is option D. Let's move further. Question number 5. Which component of food is the constitutional unit of our body? The main constitutional unit of our body is protein. Question number 6. The neck of a person is swollen from which disease does he suffer? अगर सपोज किसी का neck swallow हो रहा है, मतलब सूज गया है, that means he is suffering from goiter. The disease goiter causes the swallowing in person's neck. So here we end our second chapter, that is components of food. Thank you.